All right, and welcome back to the JVaz show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, JVaz. And as I mentioned, you're watching the JVaz show. We got a gang of friends with us today. We got I can never get this right. Last time I messed it up, from the right side, which is your left side.
Your right side.
My right side, yeah. The one and only Athena. Welcome back. How you doing?
I am good. A lot can happen in 7 days.
A lot can happen in 7 days.
I am back, you guys. I'm Athena. I'm so happy to have Young Easy here. And thank you for inviting me to be your co-host for today. Got a lot of things to ask Young Easy, and we're super excited that he's here sharing this with you guys.
Yeah. From the north side, man. Last time we had you, it was probably about a little bit over a year ago. This was like 4 months after you dropped Uncrowned King. And we're going to talk about your new project, which now you're crowned. You know what I'm saying? Man. In a year and a half. So like Athena said, there's a lot to talk about on today's episode.
A lot can happen in 7 days. Imagine in a year.
Yeah, that's a long time. So yeah, man. Once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for making time for us, and it's gonna be interesting to have this conversation. Which, let me get this closer to you so we can.
Sure. Cool. Perfect. Ready to go.
All right, let's get it going. So go ahead, Athena. We'll let you kick it off.
Well, pretty much to introduce him to those that have not been able to, check him out yet or know who Young Easy is. I could tell you how, like, for me, I came across you from, ESG posted a video and then clicked on another one. And it was like you doing a Menace to Society with J-Dawg. And for me, loving Houston, loving music, and loving my people, I was like, it was really refreshing to see someone from the Northside, because we haven't had that at that time in a minute. And it was really cool for you to represent Houston's music still. I feel like all the jams that you brought back in some of your hooks and some of your inspiration on your records, I don't know, for me as a fan, that to me was really cool to see. Did you grow up listening to Houston music, or was it in your household? Did you, like, on Sunday mornings, was that just playing? Like,
really, I would like this, like, when I was growing up, it was more like classic rock, like Journey and soul music, like as in Al Green, Sam Cooke.
Oh, nice.
Man, like, it was just, the passion just for the type of music that I've come with. The reason why I got so much passion when I rap is because everything was just like
that soul music.
Soul music. Like, I love music. Like, really, 9 times out of 10 on my playlist, you'll catch me listening to, oldies and, Journey, Def Leppard, AC/DC.
Okay.
Ozzy, like, just different. Like, that's why I feel like my music is different, because, like, I really hardly listen to rap, to be honest. It's mainly different genres.
Since you didn't grow up listening to rap, what song was it, or what artist was it that sparked that interest in rap?
I've loved rap, but it was more like I was on the old school things, like my, Street Military and stuff like that. Like, I never really listened to the music that was going on in my era. Like, of course, the radio ones, that the Soulja Boy and all that was coming on the radio, you can't help but not to hear it. But overall, it'd be Street Military, Tupac and all the NWA and all that, Ghetto Boys,
I was just going to say Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, Ghetto
Master
Boys,
P.
Master P. And, that's the music I was on. Like, I never really listened to, like, what was going on in my era. It was mainly, like, just gangster rap. That's why I feel like it just sparked for me. But it was just different. I just got a love for music. So,
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies is Menace to Society. I love anything H-Town, gangster movies, and, like, Cali movie type stuff. And that right there, what made you want to do that record? And what made you, like, who helped write that record?
Again, like, that's why, the interviews that we be doing, like, with Athena, I like when, we link on those, because, like, that movie is more than just a movie to me. It was my life, like, really. Like, I know a lot of people would say, hey, man, I live like that or whatever, but I really grew up in a household where it was just, partying all the time. Like, it was the hangout spot. So literally, like, I go to sleep early to this day just because of it. So it's like, literally, going to sleep early, you know, waking up, you know, somebody sitting next to you, they're just, you know, having drinks and stuff like that. Like, you know, so it was literally a menace to society household, like just straight like that. So that movie was just like, felt like it was me. So I had to recreate it in my point of view of growing up in the environment I did and going out and seeing no type of, how can you say it, no type of hope. Like going out there and you just see the normal. That's all you see is just,
Right.
Sad to say, a lot of homeless people over there, a lot of, you know, drug addicts, and you go to the corner store, you're liable to see somebody laying down right there. That's all you would see. So that's all I knew. So it was just more like became normal to me. And sometimes it could become so normal where you get caught up in it and then you just start feeling like that's a norm until you realize, man, this ain't normal. Like, you know, so I had to like really make a song about it, how it was. Like, you know, to me, Kane wasn't, you know, a gangster, none of that. Like Kane was just a product of his environment that had to learn to adapt, you know, eat or get ate. So that's just how I felt like my take on menace to society was, and it just fit perfect linking up with J-Dawg, and that was the one dude that I've always wanted to work with, and you know, that's my brother, you know?
Yeah.
So it just fit perfect, you know?
I was going to ask you, paint a picture for us of how you grew up, but you just did that.
Just painted it for us, yeah.
For those that don't know, Northside Central, where he's from, is one of the top 10 most dangerous neighborhoods in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could list that later, but yeah, Northside Central, I mean, I've been there. I've seen it. We have definitely, Houston does have its share of the hoods, but Northside Central is a little different, I feel like, you know. And until you leave the hood and see that, you don't know anything else other than where you're at, you know. And I think a lot of people don't get that chance to step outside their hood. Yep. And so you, from that perspective, how did you come across meeting J-Dawg? I mean, that's somebody from the North Side as well, and that's awesome to have him on there. I mean, part of that.
What I did a lot of times was I wasn't scared to invest in like myself. So like what I did was there were shows and I'll see, oh man, look, Kiki's performing or something like that, or it was Kiki and I think it was Little O, and I paid my $500 and I was like, man, I'm gonna go perform $500 to perform 2.5 songs or something like that. But right when I got up there, because they were letting a lot of people skip, he tried to go right, hey, Kiki wants to come up, we're gonna have to cut you short. Man, I said, bro, I paid for 2.5 songs. Like, man, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm gonna do my whole thing. So I done have my shares where having to be like, to be honest, like I'm not here to cause a debate and say this, but I feel like I was one of the first Mexicans who was coming and did something that sparked something, because I remember back then when I was going to these concerts, I was the only Mexican going out there and fighting for my respect, to the point where it kind of almost made me miss out on J-Dawg, because I got my money back. They weren't trying to give me my money back, but the next day there was a J-Dawg concert, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try it out again. Paid to perform. They let me get my whole set. I was kind of scared as in not missing my time, so I performed too early before J-Dawg got there. Seen J-Dawg come in, and I was like, man, how much to perform in front of J-Dawg? You know, that's what I said. They were like, man, you give me another 100, you could go up there. Cool. Boom, gave another 100 to the DJ, performed in front of J-Dawg, and we've been locked in ever since. So it was kind of more like trusting myself to know.
He heard, he got to see you.
He got to see me perform, right, and he said, you hard, and gave me the address to his house. We linked up, and, you know, that's been my brother ever since. We really got, like, almost about, like, 25 songs together.
I know.
You know, so it's crazy. Like, I could never get tired of working with J-Dawg. That's, like, my brother, for real, you know, so.
Yeah.
And to see him still kind of, like, you know, it's usually, you know, you get a feature from somebody, you probably never see him again.
Yep.
But for you guys to still be working with together to this day, that's really cool to see. Mm-hmm. How why was that important for him to be on this album? He's not featuring on the album, but he does speak throughout the album. Why was that important to have him on?
It's important to me because I just feel like a lot of times, I'm not scared for me to pay homage to something that I've been inspired by.
Right.
And instead of trying to act like I'm not inspired by him, I kept them in rotation. And every concert I throw, I'm hitting up J-Dawg first person. Any tapes I've done, but this tape I wanted to show people, it's more than just features and all this and that. There ain't no features on this album. I'm just gonna show people like, hey man, this dude can hang by itself, and it's just raw, and it's just straight, street rap. And I had to put my boy Jay on there just to show that, I'm thankful to be able to, for him to open up the door for me being more than just a Mexican rapper. It was more like a rapper for the people, that just in general, I remember going through Garden City and a lot of people not really showing me no love. And then boom, link up with J-Dawg. I go over there now, it's love. Like everybody knows who I am because of J-Dawg opened that door. Like this is not just a Mexican rapper. He's speaking for everyone, And
Right.
and I feel like 9 times out of 10, I feel super lucky to be able to be, getting taught the game by somebody like that I've looked up to, and really looking up to somebody that really is who they say they are, as in a good person and
Genuine
They're
person.
a genuine
good
person.
people.
Because you meet
Yeah.
legends that you think that you always wanted to meet your whole life, and you just
let
get
down.
let down.
You ain't lying.
You
Yeah.
ain't
know,
lying about that.
Yeah.
Get left
I was like,
down.
I'd rather not know you personally. I just want to know you for the music. That's it. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I wish
You
I
raise
wish
some of their
Yeah.
actions or some.
Yeah.
You feel bad, man. It's like crushing.
I wish 75% of the relationships that I've met is like you get kind of let down a lot, and that's why I feel like I've learned a lot from J-Dawg, as in show wise. He'll be the last person in the building shaking everybody's hand, taking pictures, because 9 times out of 10 you got to realize the reason why I click with J-Dawg so much is, I done read comments where people was like, I was close to committing suicide and I put this song on and it got me through. So it's like, it's more than the slab, it's more than culture. That's why I just learned, like, this album, I had to dig deep just to reach the kids that feel like they ain't got no hope. So it's easy to rap about, cars and rap about this, but just to be able to dig deep and feel like the kid, whoever is listening to your track, is not alone, then that's more than, money to me,
Since you're talking about J-Dawg and then being a Mexican artist, we posted on Instagram and I posted on all the social medias to let people ask us questions. So if you haven't done so, make sure you follow us at the JVaz Show. Follow Athena at One Love Athena, and whenever we do these interviews, we'll be asking these questions from the fans. And one of the questions that we got from Jimmy with 4Ms_C, shouts out to Jimmy, was have you ever been mentored by another Latin rapper when you first started coming up?
Man, I'm glad that you asked that, because sometimes, life can get so hectic where, my mind be everywhere. So sometimes I need to be asked these type of questions. So that's a super good question. And one person I got to say that kind of mentored me coming up in the game was Lucky Luciano. Lucky Luciano is a real good dude, and he ain't afraid to show you the game, to show you how to get money out the game, to show you how to move around the way you're supposed to in this game. So shout out Lucky Luciano, man. Lucky Luciano, remember doing a song with him, sent him the track, in a couple hours I had it back. Boom.
Yeah.
That song popped up yesterday when we were cleaning the garage, and I was like, what
Having
station
things.
is this? I was like, hold on, that's easy. And what? Hold on. What station is this? On Spotify. That was a good playlist.
And then that boy invited me to his house, Halloween. I remember it was like, we did the song in like, I think September. And then the next month he had a party and invited me to his house, like his, I'm like, bro, anybody that gets invited to my house is locked in forever, because I don't even have nobody come to my house, So
You still speak to Lucky?
yeah,
Lately?
man, we
'Cause now
spoke last
now
time. He's doing the
a
Christian rap, and
which is pretty cool. They go
Yeah,
hard.
it's awesome. And that boy, look, he knows how to make it be Christian rap, but it still sounds so awesome.
He didn't change his style at all. Like
It's still the same.
It's Lucky still.
It's Lucky, yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, he didn't transform to the thing just to be like, he made it cool to be able to be a follower of Christ, and it's more rappers like that. Like 9 times out of 10, those are the ones that a lot of people, turn their nose up. Oh man, this dude was this rapper. But at 9 times out of 10, if you notice anybody in the Bible, anybody he's worked with
Cannot
is
hate
murderers,
on somebody
and
for loving Jesus, like giving their
he
life
worked
to
with all
Jesus.
kinds of people. Yeah,
Straight
so
up.
I honestly feel like if people like more like Lucky and the J-Dawgs and stuff, like, man, I remember one time I went to we did the Purple Carpet event. I go to the back looking for J-Dawg, and he has people around him talking about God. So it's like, man, if it ain't for people like J-Dogs and the Lucky Lucianos, he can reach the people that feel like God has forsaken them, or they don't feel like, why should I believe in this? Man, there's people that are going to reach, people that nobody else can reach. That's what I feel like. It's such a blessing for Lucky to do what he done and commit to it and really, really be about what he says. And Lucky is. I
checked out his interview, and that shit was awesome to see that change.
The one with Chop It Up?
And the support.
Let's Chop It Up, I think, the podcast. I think he did an interview with them. That was a pretty cool interview, too.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
That was a cool interview. That was awesome. And shout out to you for, spreading the word of love of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Like you say, you can't be mad at somebody for trying to send a positive message. You know what I mean?
because he was getting some lashbacks, like, what the hell? You ain't know. Like,
I was one of them at first. You know what I'm saying? I was one of them at first. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, why Lucky? And then I started listening, and I was like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's grown up. He's got more to live for now. And he wants people.
You're still an artist.
Yeah.
How you gonna let go of being an artist?
Yeah.
I mean, just because you're now you want to speak on different things. So, I think it took him a while, but I think people are now finally accepting him. But you can't be mad at somebody for loving God. Like, if you mad at somebody for loving God, then
something's wrong with you.
I feel attacked.
I know what you're saying. But like, for real, that's why I said that's a good question. Like, he really mentored me. Even to this day, I asked him about, dropping his project, and I was telling him, like, man, he's still giving me good game, even though his transformation and stuff like that. And I'm super proud of Lucky because I could tell for a fact from the jump, like, there's only so long you can fake it. So it's like he ain't faking it. I know for a fact, like, he's full-fledged with the movement that he's doing. And I respect it just because he done, he can reach out to a lot more kids that feel like they can't go to God because they feel like, either a brother went to jail. And I've been, in that position where, I lost a lot of my friends and, to the prison, to the system. My best friend Astro, 25 years, and, my cousins just got out from doing 15, 20 years, so it's like you start feeling like, man, why is it, going on like that? Then you reach somebody like Lucky, like, man, he's been walked in the same shoes as I did, so I know for a fact if he can change, I can change.
Yeah.
So
and then,
that's why I feel like it was a
music is so powerful. If he was able to touch people with the previous version of Lucky Luciano, imagine all the positive things he can do now.
Yeah.
Because to what you said, like,
actually lead people somewhere.
Yeah.
Or give them some light.
Because to me, one of the reasons I love music is because everything you just mentioned. Yeah, like what you mentioned about, I lost my brother when I was like 17, and I started like asking all these questions, like,
why me?
Yeah, and then like the neighbor comes to the house and is telling my mom in Spanish, like, that's what God wanted. He's in a better place. And I remember being so mad. Like, well, God is so selfish. Like, why is he wanting to put my mom in pain and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then you start listening to music. And music just kind of slowly makes you those little messages. And it's like, okay, bro, like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what she meant. The lady didn't mean no harm by her comment. You know what I mean? So yeah, music is powerful. So let me ask you this. So being that you come from Northside Central, man, how important is it to spread a positive message to show other people that just the way that you're being able to be out here and get out of that, your surroundings there, they can do it as well. How important is that for you?
Man, I love it, these questions. Y'all doing good with these questions. Athena and my boy right here.
Can you put a little applause button?
Man, for real.
Right.
Man,
but too far.
I'm loving those questions, man. I'm going to tell you, I honestly feel like this is what I feel, and this is just the God's honest truth. Look what happened to Dolph, man. You can love your neighborhood so much, but it will never love you back.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I love my neighborhood to death because, this is something that I've built from the ground up. I've made, North Central to the and the people in the county calling me or in prison catching Michael Watts. And, man, bro, I heard him say, fo, no Central to the bricks. Like, so I put on for this neighborhood because I done blood, sweat, and tears, had my first fist fight there, all kinds of stuff. So it's more than a neighborhood to me, but I had to realize this. I can love it from a distance, and that's what part of growth is to me, is being able to love my neighborhood, put on for my neighborhood, but I got nothing to prove to nobody about what it is that I'm down for, this, and that, because what I'm down for is me waking up and seeing my kids every day and not selling them out to make somebody else feel like, oh man, they're gonna give me my stamp, because I've been approved by God. I ain't gotta be worried about anybody else trying to approve. And oh man, this dude ain't here, he left soon as he got, man, yeah, I did leave because, you know, I left.
That was the goal.
Like, that was the goal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be, you know, another person caught slipping and you know, doing some dumb things where it just boom and this dude got killed in his neighborhood, because that's what you see. Nipsey Hussle, you know, look at him, he got killed in front of the store.
They pretty much all got
you know?
killed in their neighborhood.
In their neighborhood,
Yeah.
so.
I was watching a documentary about LA and stuff, and this guy was going around the neighborhood, and he was asking some people, and the guy was like, look, the way it works here, we all grew up together, right? We all grew up around each other. Let's just say there's 10 of us. If one person come up with $200,000 on a come up, the whole neighborhood feels like they are entitled
to that. Oh my God.
So I think that's something that, you know, we don't know that happens too much, but that shit that happens. And as you can see with Nip, with Dolph,
you nailed it. Boom.
So I was like, what?
Entitlement.
So that's how it works. So everybody feels like, okay, so you get money, you should give me some money.
Yeah.
Entitlement.
But because of the way they protect each other throughout the whole time, they feel like, yeah, we protecting this street or this block. So we all come up. If you
my dad used to tell us, like, once you make it, boy, you're going to have cousins you didn't know about. You're going to have people that raised you that you never seen in your life. But according to them, we helped raise you. You know,
that's very true, man. There's people that, you know, like you know, I got a big drink coming out on my birthday, you know, exotic pop. And I'm like, you know, one of the first Mexicans to have a soda, and on the label, you know, I'm throwing up my neighborhood. So it's like everything I do is for my neighborhood, but 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a whole bunch of people, oh, this, and that. But 9 times out of 10, man, all them dudes that are talking, you're going to see them in a lot of my past videos. And right there, knowing all my lyrics, you know. But right now, I'm not mad at them. I forgive them because I know for a fact it's kind of hard seeing somebody that you were seeing every day. Yeah. And then they go and bring, you know, big people to the neighborhood. You know, a lot of people doubt it. Oh, you can't bring J-Dawg to the neighborhood. J-Dawg pulled up for me at the video. People were shocked. I brought J-Dawg to the neighborhood. I brought Young Star to my neighborhood. I brought ESG to my neighborhood. I brought Phil Ward JB to my neighborhood. You know, so I done did some legendary stuff, and bringing all these artists to North Central is big, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I was trying to do a recap today, and I was like, man, he has too many amazing features that I couldn't fit that in 60 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
Whole catalog for sure. Yeah. I don't work with everybody from the city.
You have put so much money and investment and time into your craft. And I love the fact that you still give us that Houston feel, because I feel like I don't want it to go away, you know? I mean, we got our hit records, our cultural stamps in our lives, but you're kind of keeping it
back to
you're
back,
bringing it back, and you're giving
sure.
it that new feel, and I like that. So, let's talk about Crowned. So, why is it named Crowned? First of all,
okay, because I had to take it back to Uncrowned King, because Uncrowned King, I was gonna have my son on the. I have different, like, now it's more different. Like, when you hear Crown, you're gonna hear me being in that zone. Like, it's kind of almost like a outer body experience, putting myself in a position where I'm like looking down on myself from a higher level. It's kind of hard to explain, but I can hear the sirens going. I can hear all that. I got a song called Preacher Man. That's kind of like, you know, you see them dudes and they probably just left the liquor store, but they're, you know, super believers in God, and they're coming out there. Oh man, there you go, right there, y'all. Same old place. Woo woo. I got a whole little skit on this song called Preacher Man that I just felt like it was me kind of asking questions and you know, kind of questioning God in a way. Then I started realizing it was all for the better. So Crown to me was more me putting myself in those positions again and reliving them, but just from like a narrator point of view. So it's like Crowned is very special to me. That's because I've dig deep in, like, this no other music that I feel like I've done that is on this level of Crown. So I'm super excited to show y'all these songs, to be able to share it with the world, and then being able to drop it. Stuff kept getting pushed back, and it was only for a reason, because it's dropping on my birthday, which is an awesome date, January 27th. You know, you're going to have Crowned and Uncrowned King. Like I said, I'm going back to Uncrowned King. Was my son going to be on the cover and God reaching down, getting him a crown, handing him a crown. Then it switched.
Oh, okay.
Because I had lost a lot of friends. I had lost a lot of stuff. And I started realizing Uncrowned King is losing everything I'm familiar with before he hands me my crown. So I had to realize change is good sometimes, even if it's uncomfortable. You have to make that change sometime to allow your new blessings to come in. So that's what I've noticed in this past times that I've done Crown. It's been a lot of change, and it really kind of backed me up to the point where I had to start move to another area, you know, loving it out there, but having to catch up on my change. Now it's okay, cool. I'm gonna show you I can be an adjust
a little bit.
You know, being a dad, being a rapper, being a family man, and having to do all this is crazy. But you know what? I'm showing that you can do it. It's possible. It's a way, and change is all right, because you got to allow your new blessings to come in.
It's
growth is okay.
For sure.
Growth is okay.
Change is uncomfortable.
Very
it
uncomfortable.
Hurts.
Yep.
They got growth pains in them.
Growing pains. Yep.
But I think it's all for the best. Once that dust settles and your mind's focused again, you're readjusted. You're like, okay, I got to do this. Then it's back to business.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is that why this album is different from your rest? I mean, I feel like first of all, it's more of you.
All of me. Yep.
You're painting a picture in people's minds of your story. It's like more of a storyline.
More of a storyline.
And you're playing with your voice a little bit. And on some of these records, they pretty. Y'all gotta wait to hear it, but I love them all.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Athena actually got to listen to them personally, the whole tape, and I'm telling you, it's the truth. So I can't wait to be able to share it with y'all. Crowned is coming out January 27th. The album release at 29th is going down, man. I can't wait to see everybody's expressions whenever they get to finally hear the tape, you know.
They were asking me, they got to hit y'all up for tickets, right?
Kazi, or we also got City Blast.
Okay.
We got a couple people with some tickets, but overall, you can hit me and
probably
Kazi.
Put it down here below somewhere so y'all can hit them up for tickets. Somebody was asking me, are y'all going to sell tickets at the door?
Yes, but that's
if they don't run
out, you know. So that's why we're telling everybody, hey, y'all come get y'all tickets, because anybody who knows, for the last 3 years, I've been putting on concerts and we packing them out, you know.
And they won't let more people in. So get your tickets now, y'all. January 29th at the Super Funland, or what is it called?
Super Happy Funland, 3801
Super
Polk
Happy
Street.
Funland. It's gonna be a fun birthday party.
That's a cool spot.
It is.
I've seen it on pictures.
Wait
I've
till
never
you
been
see
to it.
what we
But the
do
pictures
to it.
It looks dope. Yeah.
Now, you told me Granny was one of your favorite records on the album. Why?
Because you know, I don't know. I mean, I took it as a, you know, like, it's kind of like if I had to put it, the reason why it is because I always felt like God put me in a position. God put me in the area where he knew I could handle, because back then as a kid, I would literally be like, why is it this area? I had so many questions like about my situation, but I've realized that if I wasn't in that situation, I wouldn't be able to rap as hard as I do, and then the passion and being able to, because some people can't express themselves. I can't even express myself the way I feel when I'm on music. Yeah. When I put my music and I'm doing my music, Granny is just like, it takes me to being a kid, to being feeling like, you know, I didn't really get the grandma like and grandson relationship. It was always like I was the example, you know. You better go to school or you're gonna end up like little Eddie. You better be to school, you're gonna grow up like little Eddie, you know. You better go to school,
like
you know, like the black sheep, literally, you know. So I had other cousins, and I just felt like it was more like she had her favorites, and I was just, you know, hoping to be able to get just a little bit of attention or love or approval, really, like, and it's still to this day, it's still like an approval that I'm looking for, even though I'm about to be 26 years old.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Okay, so there's
not. It's still gonna go. I know she has a love for me.
I
know she does, but 9 times out of 10, it's not hurting as much as me being a kid looking for that approval and stuff like that. But Granny meant the most. Like, one of the lines right off the jump I'm like, Granny thinking that the devil got me. God fearing God gonna raise some hell about me. Yeah, I've been talked about my whole life. Hard knock, no love, had a hard life. Always said I wasn't gonna be shit. Fuck opinions, this the way a nigga eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just serious music.
Yeah.
Like, everything I've been through, I'm putting on the line. And there's a lot of people that feel like, you know, they've been in my situation. And I just can't wait to be able to let y'all know y'all not the only ones feeling like that. I was going through that. And trust me, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes just because they're family and they're related, they can cause the most pain more than strangers can. So sometimes I had to realize that.
I think it hurts more when it's somebody that you really love and look up to.
Yeah, and you just looking and you just.
And they don't like.
I mean,
is your grandmother from here or from Mexico?
She's from Mexico.
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. She's from.
Because I was gonna
Coahuila?
say grandparents. My grandparents are from Mexico. My mom's from Mexico. My dad's from Greece. They weren't very affectionate, approval. You got an 8, you got a 99. Why did you get 100? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, dang, never good enough. Something like, oh, they're proud of you, but they don't tell you they're proud of you. So maybe it was that. But you saw her love on your other cousins,
on
though.
my other cousins,
So it was
different ways. So it was more like I had older cousins, you know. So, you know, my grandma had, you know, like I said it on one of my tracks, 21. You know, I said I'm a Reyes from my grandpa Gilbert's offsprings. You know, that's my grandpa, you know, he Gilbert, you know what I'm saying? Like, he showed me the most love. Like, thankful to him, I got to experience a grandpa's love and grandparents' love, period. I remember going to school.
Paternal love in general.
Yeah, going to school and being able to overstopping at the bakery and getting a donut in the morning and a milk, or I mean an orange juice or a milk or whatever. Just them little things is what I was looking for from my grandma, but it was more like always nicking and, you know, probably because I look like them. You know, you never know.
So did you grow up with your grandma and your cousins were there too? Or they were just on the neighborhood all the time?
They were around. Like, you know, we didn't live too far from each other. Some lived in Lindale and, you know, I lived in North Central. And you know, it was always like, you know, oh, you know, I want you see so-and-so, they're doing good in school. And look at you, you're suspended all the time or you're fighting. And I'm just like, well, they don't go to the schools I go to.
Right.
You know, they don't have to defend themselves in the thing that I've had to do. I've had to defend myself my whole life. Like, I didn't want to have to be in this neighborhood, but this is where I'm at now. So it's more like, I got to survive, Grandma, what you want me to do, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how, like, the neighborhoods, you go to your new job, you go to prison, you go to jail. Like, you walk up in there and you got to survive. Like, that's just the mentality of, like, our areas or what we get to see as the brown and black people.
Yeah.
You know, a few years ago when I was like talking about the music, how, you know, there's a big gap between like our legends and the new generation. I feel like, well, all of our legends, they moved out the hood to the suburbs. Their kids grow up in the suburbs. The legends don't want to maybe like make bad music no more. And then we got the suburb kids making bad music. So we're all like, what the hell? Are y'all gangster or not? Because the dads are telling them, I don't want y'all being like that. I don't want y'all doing all that. So when these kids still try or they want to, when their family doesn't want them to. But then you have
at the end of the day, it's what he says, though, because we grew up in that environment.
Yeah.
I grew up seeing shit at the house. You know, I was like 5 years old when my dad got kidnapped. They took him from the house. And this shit is low-key cool, like, in a way. Like, as a kid, you're like, this shit is cool. It's like the shit you see in a movie.
But at the time, you were scared, I'm sure.
Oh hell yeah. Okay. At the time, you're scared because your dad's gone. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's, you grew up around that environment. It's like, says you can't, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
You can't just take me to a town 8 hours away and expect me to turn into a suburb kid in a year when this is the way I was raised.
And then you go to the suburbs and it's a mix.
Yeah, and then you don't fit in there.
I was born in the Southeast at 5 or 6. My parents wanted to go to like the spring, like right outside of Greenspoint, Northside area, suburbs. When I went there, you saw a mix of everything. But every weekend we'd be in Greenspoint or like in Grand Oak Park with my uncles. Every weekend.
Shout out Bean.
Greenspoint.
Shout out, yeah, free Bean,
Shout
man.
out Lil Bean, free Bean.
You put me in positions and you see situations like, you know, and it's like, you know, you gotta like defend yourself. You gotta just like, fuck it, I'll do it. Or I gotta just prove yourself all the time. But
that's what I feel like it really was as a proof. You know, But man, I'm glad that I've always been like not liking to take rules from anybody. So I can honestly say that gangs were all around me, but I just didn't like. Hey man, you can't go shake that dude's man. Look, bro, you ain't finna tell me none of that. That's why I plugged in.
Oh, cool. I was gonna ask you that question, but I didn't want to like touch base on that because I looking at the video. I'm like, okay, well, there's blue and then there's red and there's blue and then there's
like man.
So
I just
you're
don't
neutral.
Like, yeah, I'm neutral.
You're purple.
I'm everything. Purple heart. That's why I say Purple Heart, man. Like, you know, literally wartime, but Purple Heart in that mug, you know, like real life soldier, you know. So plugged in is not no gang. We really a family and just drive off of being outcast, being different. Like that's plugged to me.
And that shows your power to be able to be around two different organizations or two people or two sets that don't.
Real love.
And then they love you.
They love
no matter
me
what.
You know, no matter what. And they know that I'm not them, but they be like, bro, if we ever need us, we're there. And I'm just like, thank y'all, you know, appreciate it. But 9 times out of 10, you can't go out there and mess with as many people without the politics. And it's like, I'm not with none of that. Like, I'm really foreign plugged in because it's there to be different. Or if you're like the same, then you can't be with us. That's the only rule I feel. If you really the same and you just, you know, looking for everybody's approval, then maybe plugged in ain't for you. You know, plugged in is outsiders that just kind of, I feel like, the real life outsiders movies, like you see, they were the little clique, they were their own little self, like, and they were down, like, you know, that dude that was like, ain't no Rumble without me, got out the hospital, and the little Rumble, they were warring with all the rich kids, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel like it was more like growing up on those type of movies, like Eddie and the Cruisers and, you know, the Outsiders and all them old school movies. That's what I feel like plugged in. I always wanted to form my own little thing to just full of just people that are just different, you know? So that's what I think plugged in is. It was formed just outsider stuff.
So how many people right now are still like under your plugged in family?
Man, there was really a lot of people that just had it on their names because honestly,
I see plugged in F, M, D.
Man, there's really just
there's a whole bunch of names of plug. HB
for sure. That's my nigga, man. HB and my nigga, you know, Drew and my pops plugged in Wolf. You know, of course, baby, the first lady, Cazaret, plugged in. And really, man, I mean, what, HB and Drew Jr., my cousin Junior.
Nice. You
know, my boy Jay. And other than that, that's it. Like, there ain't really too many more people in plugged in. I love it that way. Because 9 times out of 10, I'd rather have, you know, 2-3 wolves than 100 sheep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest. Because we're going to show them teeth and we're going to bite for real when it comes time to it. So 3 or 4, I'm good with that. So I think about a good 4 dudes in there. My dad, Drew, cousin Junior. You know,
family more than anything.
Fam, you know, really fam. That's
circle,
it.
What do they say? Circle got smaller, tighter. I don't know. What is that thing they say?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the words. Yeah.
No, but so your dad is one of your features.
Yeah, he's a feature on there. He's singing the hook. Does Heaven Got A Ghetto?
Heaven Got A Ghetto.
That's dope as fuck. I just want to say that's dope as hell having your dad on the project. That's dope.
I mean, he's been on a couple other projects.
He's been on some Mo, Northside. He's been on a couple tracks that the streets never heard. You know.
So how did that song come across? Like, how did y'all invent this one, or what made?
Man, my boy JoJo, that just passed away. He was at my show, the Purple Carpet event. He passed away 2 weeks later, and you know, it's kind of like the whole night I was super busy. He was like, "Let's get a picture, bro." And for some reason that day it was more like I couldn't hear. People would say, "Man, Easy was one ear and out the other." Cazaret done talked to me a couple times, and I was just, one ear and out the other, because we're just so busy. We run our own shows. But for some reason, every time I've heard him, every time he told me, "Hey, bro, let's get a picture." And I'm walking fast. "Oh, you want a picture? Cool, bro, let's get one." That's my boy Nuno's cousin. You know, my boy Nuno's locked up. You know, that's my boy. And, you know, my boy JoJo, "Hey, bro, can I get on stage with you?" You know how many people done told me, "Can I get on stage?" And I didn't hear him. So I'm glad. Like, for some reason that day, I was only hearing what he was saying. And 2 weeks later, my boy passed away. But he got to have a hell of a show, rocking out with me right next to me the whole time. J-Dawg performing, Kiki performing, JP performing right there with me. So I made that song. And it's like, does heaven have a ghetto? Because I miss all my dogs. What I do to make one more call to all my dogs. Feeling like I can't go on Why, nigga? Cause the streets done took all my dogs. Fuck you mean, nigga? Crying till I can't no more. Ain't no tears. If heaven got a ghetto, then it ain't no fears. Imagine that. A place to see all my peers. Cause I swear I ain't seen them in years. This shit crazy, cuz. Keep it on, you stay dangerous, thug. Kill for kill, what I say, kill for kill, how they killing us. God come and say, your sons, please do it quick before it's too late. And the whole hood never get to see the pearly gates. A couple questions I gotta ask before you take my life. Would I see all my partners in the afterlife? Oh God, did you hold it all against us and we all fell a victim to a place where you sent us? So, you know, like, straight up, bro, straight just real rap, you know, and it's more like I'm asking God and asking him and telling him, hey, just don't hold us a victim to where you put us, because you know that if we had to survive, we're going to survive, or it's just lay down. And I know he ain't made the jungle how it was in the top of the food chain for the lion to get taken out by a snake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lion is made to attack. It's in its nature. So I just feel like you knew when you put us right here that this is what we had to do. So don't hold us accountable for this. And I know he won't. So that's why I'm just kind of having a conversation with God. And all of a sudden I'm rapping the lyrics and Wolf comes in, does heaven got a ghetto? Oh, nice. And that was it. I was like, yeah.
As a I guess a fan outside looking in, my question to you would be, how dope is it, man? Because not only have you had, you know, the music with your dad, you've had your father-in-law on one of your tracks as well, Lucky C, and then you got a song with Kazare, obviously on your last project as well. How dope is it to have, you know, family, not just family, but again, you know, your pops, your girl, your father-in-law, everybody on your projects, like. What's that feeling like? Not
feeling like you got to look far, because 9 times out of 10, if you know me, we have an idea. We can come up with something right now. Kazare's mad at me because I'll be like, let's go to the studio the next day. And it's forcing her to come up with a verse so the next day. So I'm like,
how therapeutic.
She's like, man, boy, like you always doing I'm like,
I'm going to sing a song about you right now.
So it's like, honestly, like, man, you got to be ready for me, because I'm spontaneous. I'll go to the studio the next day, hey, we're booked, and not even tell you. So that's what I've done to look.
It's different for a singer.
That's what I've done.
Y'all could just like, boom, lay it all out. We got to think and structure the things.
That's what I did with Lucky C. We're at a barbecue. We barbecue a lot. So, you know, we're at a barbecue at his house. All of a sudden, he's like, I got 100 million ways to break the bank. I jumped down on my grind, and some gonna shake. If I should die before I wait. Man, I was just like, you know what? Man, look, I like this, and I'm right into it. And I'm spinning on my verse. And then that same night, hey, bro, FM got his book tomorrow, and be ready. He's like, bro, what? You serious, Easy? I'm like, yeah. Boom. He writes his verse, break the bank. And then for him to be who he is, you know, Lucky C, you know, big in B County and all around, a hell of a hustler, and, you know, now safety professional, you know, and you know, he's doing his thing right now, you know, and he's showing that you can transform from whatever you want, no matter what area you're from. You know, he's from San Antonio, the rough parts, you know, and coming out from where he came from, being not from Houston, and coming over here and learning how to adapt to such a fast city and becoming the rapper he was and being big when he was coming up in the game. It was only right. I had to put that flame up under him and tell him, hey, man, you got some hits in you, because we done perform Break the Bank and people in the crowd are singing his lyrics. So I said, if you got that still, there ain't no reason that you shouldn't still be doing music. So me and Luck got like 3 songs together, you know, and shout out Lucky C, man. You know, he's a good mentor too. You know, he gives me a lot of game and a lot of stuff that he been through. And, you know, he's more than, you know, like a father-in-law. He's more like a homie, too.
Yeah.
And we got a good relationship. So, you know, it's kind of rare to have, you know, in-laws that are real cool. So, you know, Luck's cool, man. He don't.
Yeah, that's dope. So my father-in-law don't care for me.
Yeah.
That guy. I'm like, that guy.
Yeah, and it's like.
You just want his approval.
Yeah, and it's like
You're just wanting his approval.
Right, yeah.
And it's like from the jump, me and him click, man. Like, it would be times like, man, you know, he loves his daughter to death, but, man, he got my back like I'm his son, too, you know? Yeah. Like, he'll literally have my back.
I'm jealous of you right now.
That's a cool guy right there, man. Lucky C. And, you know, he was a part of some big stuff, you know? got to tour with SPM, and you know, he did a lot of things, you know. So to be able to do Break the Bank with him, and then it not be like I'm trying to get brownie points. Like, I literally liked the song so much that I wrote 2 verses on it, not one. I got 2 verses, and he did his verse and did the hook. And he was like, man, I was just going to do the hook easy. But I said, nah, man, it's your idea. You got to put a verse on that
Is
bad
this
boy.
going to be on his records or yours?
No, it was on mine.
No,
My last
it was-
project,
Yeah.
Uncrowned King. It was on Uncrowned King, Break the
Oh,
Bank.
he was on there. Okay,
Yup.
Yeah.
cool.
Lucky C. And then I had also my boy,
He was
you know,
awesome.
Luck, little Young Luck, you know, which is his
Young
son. I had Young Luck on that 4 a.m. and that H.
Oh, that's
And it's the
cool.
same thing, you know.
You gotta
him.
keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like the same thing too, you know, letting them see that they super talented. So it's more like, if anything, they motivated me to do them songs, to be honest. Like, we're in the garage listening to 5 a.m. in Toronto, and then Luck starts spitting a little verse, and boom, I come up with some stuff, and I'm just like, bro, we're gonna go to the studio tomorrow. So straight up, that's how it was for Break the Bank and for 4 a.m. in the H. Literally next day,
4
actually,
a.m.
we're
Age was a
recording.
dope ass track on that
Yeah.
album.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So
Uh,
that's how that comes about.
Nah, so your latest project, King, drops on the 27th.
No, Crown. Just called Crown.
Crown. Oh, it's just called Crown.
Crown.
Crown. Okay,
Last
okay.
time it was Uncrowned King. Now
This
it's
was just called
it's
Crown. Okay.
Crown.
Why you didn't correct me the first time, dog?
No, you
I-
never said Crown.
That was
No,
the
you
only
never
time.
said
Correct
Crown
me.
King. You said it
No,
one time.
you-
Oh, okay.
It's the
I was
first
like,
time.
man,
You did good the other
Right
time.
You let me
now.
mess up. You didn't tell me nothing. Nah, Crown drops on the 27th, man. That's your birthday.
My birthday.
What's the importance, or what was the meaning of dropping it on your birthday? Why?
Because I feel like all the other dates, I was trying to follow up with September 13th, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big Tupac fan, so, you know, I was trying to drop again on September 13th, and everything kept getting pushed back. And then, man, boom, January 27th, birthday time. Cool, perfect time to drop. So that's why
Yeah.
I was wanting to do something memorable on my birthday. And, you know, then I linked up with Exotic Pop. We've been had a drink in the works for a long time, but it's finally coming about, and it's going to release on my birthday, and we're going to be able to have them available at the show.
That's
So,
cool.
you know, it's awesome to have my own
If people
drink.
want to get it before your birthday or want to order it, how can they get a case or
Well, they
whatever
wouldn't be
gotta-
able to
Get
get
a
it before
case,
my
y'all.
birthday.
Get a case.
I'm taking. They wouldn't be able to get it
Hell
before
yeah.
my birthday.
Sans, boy.
They'll be able to get the link in my bio, and I have the first bottles that I'm selling for $20, autographed and stuff like that. But will be available at the show. I took pre-orders and stuff like that. When I first got with them, they said that they had a mandatory 20 cases. Right after I left Exotic Pop, they were all sold. You know,
Sold.
right when I
Dope.
left. So it's like we ordered another 20 cases. So y'all come to the show and get y'all some of that plug passion for real. Young Easy's
Plug
plug
Passion.
passion.
Yeah, if you have never been to Young Easy's concerts, parties, they definitely do get a good crowd in there. So
Mhm.
that's something that I can commend you for, selling your own tickets, your show. A lot of, it's really difficult to get
People in the
people
building.
there and people paying to
Mhm.
get there. So that's a huge accomplishment already,
For
if
sure.
you didn't know. So what can people expect from your release party? Like, if there's one thing that you want them to know when they're there, what do you want them to know?
Good vibes, no, fights or none of that. Like we're real big on security and having everybody be able to go home and have go home safe to their families. We're big on damage control, so we're big on making sure everybody's safety is a priority, because especially what's going on in these things now, you see these festivals 9 times out of 10, and they don't want to spend a couple $100 more on security or the precautions that we need. So we're big on that. Before we even sit down and do a venue, we're talking to security to make sure that everybody is safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
So that's the main
Nice.
thing. Ain't no concert without no safety. So that's what we're big on, is safety and making sure everybody goes home safe. So
Yeah, I think your fans and your guests, I don't think they're there for that reason. I think they're truly there to show you some
so
love and to
love in
listen
different
to
neighborhoods too.
and to-
Sorry about that.
No, you good.
and to listen to your story that you're going to show on stage. So that's something that I'm excited to see what you do with these awesome records that are on the album. So you're gonna paint a picture
Mm-hmm.
for people to see now instead of listen and
Paint a
think.
picture.
Yeah.
A lot's been going on. These, like you said, a lot can happen in 7 days. A lot of crazy stuff happened this year, and I'm just blessed to be able to be alive, just this year has just been crazy, so, close person of mine, almost lost their life. And, I'm blessed to be able to have him still here. So, Christmas was awesome just because of the good news and him being able to still be here with us. So, it's a blessing just to be alive, just to make it through the end of the year, new year, and it's just a whole bunch of big blessings. 2022 is going to be big.
I think everybody's lost everybody that I know has lost someone this past year or last. Me included. You as well.
Fuck 2020. Like, fuck 2020. Shouts out to 2020, you know what I'm saying? My dad would always say, look at the positives, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he would want you to see.
That's why I'm like, look, he would always say, look at the positives. So we'll look at the positives.
He ain't no punk.
You know what I'm saying?
Knowing that he was a cartel, I'm just saying, we don't do there's no punks around here. Nah. So, okay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions real quick, a little thing that I do, right? Okay.
10 questions with
you can
Athena.
Only answer one, okay? Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac. Off the grid.
Are you a night owl or early bird?
Early bird.
Woo. Pride or confidence?
Pride.
To give gifts or to get them?
Give gifts.
Save for college or open a business?
Open a business.
Excuses or solutions?
Solutions.
Go viral or steady growth?
Steady growth.
Country living or city living?
Country living.
Ooh, I tell you what.
Texas boy for real.
H-Town, baby, they got horses in the backyard. You can have a horse in the backyard in the north side.
For sure. Acres Homes. You can go see Acres Homes, man. I'm talking about they going to the store with them horses.
I would too if I had a horse.
For real.
I'm not going to find no parking spot, waste gas, hit potholes. Okay, so barbecue or Mexican food?
Mexican food.
Damn. Even that's hard. That's even hard for me. I was like, damn, that was a quick answer because I'm over here like, damn.
I was
put some brisket and some tacos. I don't know, dog. Tacos might get ignored.
Netflix or Sports Center?
Netflix. I'm not real big on sports. I try to act like it during the playoffs.
I was about to say, so boxing or basketball?
Boxing. Off the rip.
Would you rather own a farm or own rental properties?
Damn, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a hell of a good one. But I have to go with rental properties.
And then you can buy a farm.
Mm-hmm. You can
exactly.
Yeah.
Come back for the farm.
Beach vacation or camping?
Oh, man, beach vacation. I went, I was a Boy Scout one time. Bro, I came back the next day, man. I can't do that. I can't do the outdoors. And Cassie is an outdoor person.
I love outdoors.
Yeah.
I can't do outdoors.
My girl trying to go camping.
Beach
I was like,
outdoors.
can we bring an RV? She's like, no, camping. I was like, oh, no, I'm good.
Nah, for real.
I'm not about to sleep on the floor, man.
Like
you crazy.
Tent?
I can't do no camping.
In a tent, nah.
I fell in
where's
the
the
mud
air?
and stuff.
Where's
We're
the
walking. You know how to
water?
do they make you sing a song to get some food and stuff, see who goes first and all that. I'm like, bro, there's flies all around.
You got kicked out of.
Come on, get me out of here, man. Let me go back. I bought the whole, the little sleeping bag and everything. I was ready to come home.
Grandma, I ain't doing no Boy Scout.
I ain't do it. I ain't no Boy Scout, man.
That's funny.
American made or foreign?
Man, American made.
Peace or grudges?
Peace.
Faith or hope?
Faith.
Love or hate?
Love.
And that's all, y'all, in the segment of love.
10 questions with Athena.
I think that was more than that.
Yeah.
But
10 questions sounds cool, though.
So, yeah, so any words that you want to say to your current fans and your new fans, the people that are just really getting to know you right now?
I got y'all where I wanted y'all. The turned up music, there's a couple on the album, but now it's time to hear the story of Young Easy, so I'm excited to share it with y'all. Crown, January 27th, 29th, don't miss it.
Yes.
Biggest concert in the H.
So who's going to be at the concert?
ESG, J-Dawg, Boston George, and Cazaray, Fit War JP, a whole bunch of people that I've worked with. That's another thing that I've take pride in. A lot of people I've worked with, I gave them a platform to be able to show their talents because I've always wished that somebody would be able to do that for me.
For you.
So
Shout out to that.
Whenever you really show and you got love, if your stuff's already written in stone, it ain't nothing to put some other people in position too. So that's one thing that working with Easy you're gonna get is to be able to get put in a position, and I take pride in that, to be able to help up and coming, to try to get heard a little bit more.
That's good that you think that way. Ever since I met you guys, you've always treated me like family.
For sure.
Always treated me really welcoming, that, you know, you just get that feeling when somebody's like really genuinely welcoming to you. And I want to thank y'all for that.
For sure. Forever.
If there's 4 words that can describe your music to fans, what 4 words describe your music?
Real, raw, pain, truth.
Oh, those are good.
Real, raw, pain, truth. For real.
No, I got one question for you. Again, we asked the people, and we got some answers. And I meant to ask you this one earlier, but shouts out to Nestor Perez. He says you're undeniably one of the best essay rappers.
Thank you.
And he followed up with, but why does it feel like you don't represent for the essays when you rap?
Man, because I represent for the people. Yeah, I represent for the people in general. I represent for the...
I mean...
Because if I would have be myself, like, and it's just crazy, like, I'm always give people their flowers and their titles. So if you the hardest essay ever, you're the hardest essay ever. I never put myself in no category because I don't want to be categorized. Say that. You know, so I'm just speaking for the people in general. So blacks, Mexicans, whites, anybody, like, I'm speaking for anybody. So, like, that's real. I probably don't just speak on Mexicans when I rap because I'm speaking for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, by looking at you, you are Hispanic.
And this goes back to the the interview we had with Doman. You know, you were getting at me because I kept saying Latin artists, and I think sometimes I was telling her I think a lot of my following is Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the big ass Mexican flag behind me, and sometimes I say we because me being Mexican, we don't understand that if you just start throwing essay out there every 5 words,
man,
you're gonna be on a shelf right next to, Hera MX and them, the Mexican rappers.
Man, and that's one thing. Like I done had some comments and people say that stuff, so I'm not gonna get too far into detail. But one thing I'm gonna say is, y'all can have that title, man. I'm good with it. Like I'm good with just speaking for
where you're from.
Everybody,
for being young, easy.
I'm being me. That's different. Like if I was to do that, then I'll be competing. But how can I compete if I'm in my own lane? I built this lane, correct. So nobody can try to come into my lane and try to say, "Hey, man, I'm competing." Man, you got it, bro. You the hardest essay, cool. You all right? Yeah. Salute, bro. You the hardest essay. But me personally, I don't fight for no title. I'm just like me,
just an artist.
Just an artist, man.
I mean, I'm not sure if that person is like from Houston or not, but if you're from Houston, that you would understand. Like
it's so combined.
We are so awesomely mixed up in here that we don't see color like that. Like we don't. Yeah. I mean, we don't see that. So if there's no disrespect when we talk the way we talk or we hang out with the people we hang out with, is because we love those people. We're not with them because they're one color and we have to hang out with that person. I love my country. I love my race, my mother's land. I live there, but at the end of the day, I love Houston and what we got here, and my job is to make sure the world knows what we got going on. So
exactly,
and it's to speak on that. Again, I was born in Tamaulipas, but I was raised in McAllen, right across the border, and then we came out here to Waller, and I didn't know any English. My first English I learned it in Prairie View, which it just happened to be around a lot of black folks, right? So I started adapting to the way they spoke, their slang, and nigga this, nigga that. Then I go back to McAllen, and I start talking the way I learned English, and they're like, "Oh, there you go, trying to be black." And it's like, bro, I'm not trying. That's how I learned my English. Like, what do you want me to do?
Straight up. Like when I went to the Valley, I speak with like a southern little whatever accent, And they were like, why you sound like that? Why you sound black? And I said, what's black? I was like, damn, that's messed up. It's because I speak not like y'all.
Because you don't say homie
I
and
say y'all.
essay. Yeah.
Carnal.
That's Southern. I think that's just more like our Southern.
Well, over there it's more like primo. They call everybody primo.
¿Qué pasó, primo?
Wait.
Yeah. Wait.
Hombre, wait.
I asked my dad, like, damn, everybody's related to us?
Got family in
It's like
Laredo.
everybody's your primo
Laredo,
shit.
Texas.
You know, it was all love in the valley. Like, we went to the valley and they showed me so much love because I just honestly feel like,
Oh, they
if
love
they know
H-Town.
it's genuine, like, man, they finna flock to it. Like, I remember, you know, I wasn't even the main artist there. I was a headliner. But, man, there were so many people coming up to me and taking pictures, and the love is amazing. I just feel like, you know, I'm just a different rapper, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I take pride in being more than just a rapper. It's more than lyrics on a, you know.
Well, you're a creative
you know,
artist.
Yeah.
And your genres is hip hop and rap. I mean, I don't think you signed up for Latin hip hop.
Yep.
I think you're repping for the essays by hanging out with everybody that's not essays, saying that, hey, I'm here for
an
us.
essay,
Yeah. I'm one of us. But this is my environment. So
Yeah. Shouts out to Cali or we know
Shout out
Arizona, wherever you're from. Appreciate your
Young
feedback.
Easy will be coming to a state and city near you. Let us know where you want him to go.
And we there.
Any touring plans coming up soon?
Yep, I'm super excited, but you know, just being able to work with somebody that's professional and stuff, like, you know, Athena, one of the best in the city to work with.
Thanks.
You know, so I'm excited to see where it is that, because I trust her. You know, wherever she says that she thinks it'll be a good thing, I'm coming where Athena says go. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't wait for you guys to check out this new album. And I kind of want y'all's help to let me know which one I should take to the radio station. So we all got favorites. So tune in, check it out. January 27th. Hopefully we'll be on the radio
Crowned.
that day, but hopefully
I mean, at this
We'll
point,
figure that out.
I'm forced
Y'all
to
gonna
drop
let
it
us
next
know.
week. So y'all
What's
gonna get
your
this next
favorite?
week.
What is
I can't
your
wait
favorite
till after
record?
we're now. Yeah, because we got to put it out to you know.
we got to put it out before the party.
So
but then people
I'll
can
put it out
hear
next week, like Monday or Tuesday.
So when people hear the records, how can they come back and let us know which ones they like to comment back on the show?
Just drop a comment. Yeah, drop a comment. We'll also clip this part, put it on Instagram, get the feedback on there, and yeah.
Cool. Anything else? You good? Are you good?
Anything you got coming up?
Me? I got a party this Saturday about love or something, but it won't be out until then.
But you know, we're
Not
gonna talk
that.
about it on your show on Tuesday. You're gonna talk about it.
I have his birthday party coming up pretty much, and then after that, touring, going promo tour, press releases, and hit up, knock on doors and stuff to see what's popping in the world. But yeah, me personally, the show, got a lot of shows coming up. So just follow me at One Love Athena and JVaz show, and we'll figure that out.
The links will be on the description of the podcast. Any
Like-
last minute shout outs?
man,
Athena ready to go. She said bye.
I was pointing at the
Oh.
like thing or up here or that way. Or where were you going to put
It'll be somewhere. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Somewhere where there's room. Any last minute
forget
shout
to
outs?
like.
Easy.
Shout out my brother Lil Drew, man. I love you, bro.
Alrighty, well, shit. Once again, make sure you follow us on all the social media pages. You can find the links to the social media pages on the description of the video, description of the podcast. You can pre-order the Pop Exotic. What's the name of the drink again?
Pop Exotico, Plug Passion, Blue
Plug
Raspberry.
Passion. That's
Plug
your
Passion.
favorite.
You can pre-order from there, and the tickets will also be available by the time this drops. We'll put the link on the description as well. And again, make sure you follow us on all the social media pages. Crown drops January 27th.
January
and,
27th.
You know, the release party is on the 29th. Happy early birthday.
Appreciate
Appreciate your time, man. Appreciate you making time for us.
Appreciate you, man, for sure.
Thank you, J-Vaz. And we're out.
And now we're out.
And now we're
Shouts
out.
out to Athena. Thank you, Athena.